Man, we are really diving deep into multiplication today. Lesson 5 exit ticket starting at the top says, draw place value discs to represent the value of the following expressions. Now for discs, we represent those by creating a circle. Now, one thing that I practice with my discs that I think would be really helpful for you is inside the circle, I write down what the place value is. So if the circles are in the ones place, I put a 1 in them. If they're in the tens place, I draw a 10. If they're in the hundreds, you guessed it, it's a 100. And finally, if it's in the 1000s, I squeeze the number 1000 in there. Now we're going to be representing 4 times 200 in this place value chart. Now before I go through and start answering, I actually want to draw my place value chart first, because doing that first fundamental step is going to help me with the rest of my problems. All right, 4 times 200 is just another way of saying I have 4 groups of 200. So I'm going to start with creating 200. Inside my place value chart. And now that I have this 200, I'm going to make 4 groups of it. Now that might mean I'm going to pour out of my place value chart, and that is okay. Here's my second group. My third group. And my fourth group. Now I know as soon as I make a group of 10, I have to carry over to the next place value. So real quick, I'm just going to make sure I didn't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, great. I didn't make any thousands. I only have 8 groups of 100, also known as 800. I can also use my mental math skills to know that 4 times 2 is 8. And the 2 zeros at the end of the number 200 will go at the end of my product, creating 800. Now we're going to show that we understand what this number sentence means by filling it out as a statement. 4 times, this is our times symbol, 4 times, so what's next? 200 is, this is a symbol showing is, so we're going to write our product, 800. Finally, we are going to represent multiplication through a stacked standard algorithm. Similar to when we're doing addition or subtraction, we want to start with this ones place value, and we're going to work our way out. 0 times 4 is 0 groups of 4, and that's, well, 0. 0 groups of 4 is 0. I have no groups of 4. And 2 groups of 4 is 8. Now what I'm noticing is this answer is the same as this answer, is the same as this answer, is what's represented in this place value chart. So all of these should match. If they don't for any reason, you need to check your work and see what you did wrong. You're going to do number 2 on your own. Let's look at number 3. Find the product, which is their fancy mathematician way of saying find the answer to this multiplication problem. So this one, you don't need to represent by doing all of these other steps. This is where your mental math comes back into play. Start with the simple math fact. 3 times 3 is 9. And then look at the amount of zeros you need to include at the end of your product. Now go through and find the products of the rest of these numbers. 4. Bonnie worked for 7 hours each day for 30 days. How many hours did she work altogether? Okay, so Bonnie worked for 7 hours each day for 30 days. Okay, how many hours did she work altogether? Well, if she's working 7 hours for 30 days, that means that's 30 groups of 7 hours. So this is going to be a multiplication product. Whew. Sorry, my mouth was not cooperating. So by multiplying these numbers together, how many hours did she work altogether? I'm making sure that I label my answers because it's a word problem and I need to know what these numbers mean. Now it's your turn to finish your exit ticket.